everyone, my name's Taylor. Welcome to my channel. Today I'm doing the Booktube Newbie Tag. So I feel like if you're just starting off with your Booktube channel, you got to do the Booktube Newbie Tag. I feel like everybody has done this who has a Booktube channel. It's one of the most common ones out there, so I might as well do it. And I think some of these questions are fun. So the first question is, what are some fun and unique things you can bring to Booktube? And I think the first one is, I love reading, of course, which is why I started a Booktube channel, but I also love to bake, which is part of the reason where my channel name came from, Tales and Treats with Tay. The treats part, I really wanted to incorporate some of my baking in my channel as well, just because I love it so much. It's really fun for me. I am by no means a professional. I just love to bake, the process of baking, the smells that come from it, and then eating it afterwards, of course. But I really love it. The presentation so much I'm still working on, but like the taste part and the creation of treats are my favorite part. So I really wanted to incorporate that, my love of baking, into like vlogs and things like that to really show off my personality. And then the other thing I can think of is I am just starting off in my walk as a Christian, so my channel will be primarily focused on Christian fiction. And so I really wanted to kind of document my journey and how I grow as a Christian and what I'm learning, and kind of show that as well. Number 2, what are you most excited for with this new channel? So I had been thinking, I've been on Booktube for a long time, for several years, and I had always flirted with the idea of starting my own Booktube channel because I don't really have very many friends. At the time I didn't have any friends who read like I did or had any interest in reading. So it was really nice to kind of get book recommendations and opinions and just the community aspect of it, but I never really felt like I had a niche. I really felt like I never really felt like I fit in to make a Booktube channel until I found the Christian Booktube community, and so I'm really excited to be a part of Booktube in general, but specifically the Christian fiction Booktube community, because it is awesome. Everybody is so welcoming and so nice and Christian, and so I'm really excited for the community part of it. Like, I've loved interacting with people in the comment section and things like that, and really learning from each other and encouraging each other, and I just love it. So that's the number one thing, because I still just have one friend who loves to read, and she doesn't really do Christian fiction, so we don't really talk about reading anyway. So I'm really hoping that I can find some people to talk about Christian fiction with. Third question, why do you love reading? And I feel like anybody who's a reader would probably answer around the same lines as this. The fact that you can escape to another world, you can take a break from your life, I guess, and live in another world and experience new things where you never have to go anywhere physically. You're your own person, just go there in your mind. And I prefer reading over books. Like, anytime there's a book to movie adaptation, usually the book is still better, because you get more details and it's all in your mind and how you want it to play out in your mind. And then other people are just so creative. Like, there's no way I could come up with some of the things that people come up with in books. Like, I am not nearly that creative, so I'm really mooching off other people's creativity for entertainment. And so there's that. And then also learning. And I just mentioned previously that I am a new Christian, and I want to learn how to be a better Christian, not just through the Bible, but through other people's commentary and things like that, just to kind of help me out. And then even in Christian fiction itself, just kind of modeling how to be a Christian in like contemporary, like through actual people, kind of displaying and role modeling that for me, and then some quotes. And I I've learned a lot already through Christian fiction and just some of the amazing quotes that these authors have come up with that have really impacted my own faith. So there's that too. What book or series got you into reading? So I have been reading since I was very little, and I can't just answer this question with one. So I'm going to give you a couple. So the first one I can think of is the Magic Tree House series. I loved that series growing up. You got to travel to different parts of the world and see different time periods, and it was a brother and a sister, and I have a little brother, so I really wanted to have a magic tree house myself. Those also were really educational too, so I love that series. I am starting to collect that series as an adult, and I've been going to thrift stores and slowly building up my collection so that I have the whole set. Also, there was this, I don't know if they even still do this, they probably do, but there was this book club, I guess it was. Like, you didn't really interact with other people. It was in the sense that they sent you a new book every month, but it was the Scooby-Doo mystery book mail thing, and you, they were the little mysteries and Scooby-Doo themed, like it was the Scooby-Doo team solving mysteries, and I had this microscope thing where it was like red, the red glass, and then you would look over different parts of the book and it would show secret messages in the books, and they were all connected to each other, so you had to get them in order to like solve the overall mystery. And they even had a mystery machine cardboard like book holder, so you could put all the books in the mystery machine. That was so fun. If they have something like that as an adult, please let me know. I would love that, because number one, it's so fun to get things in the mail, and then it makes it even better when it's a book, and then even better as a kid that you can interact with it and like figure out the mystery yourself. And I really wish I had not given that away. I would enjoy looking back on that as a kid, as an adult. Number 5, what questions would you ask your favorite booktubers? I think the main thing for me is the technology aspect of it, which is another reason why it took me so long to start my own channel, because I was intimidated by like editing and all the things. So I would ask like, at what point what technology did you use, and then at what point did you switch from your phone to like a better camera or things like that? Like, what technology do you use or software do you use to edit? And then what do you use for? Another question that's probably asked a lot is, how do you keep up with all of it? Like the filming, the editing, the posting, and then reading on top of that, and just life in general. How do you time manage? Number 6, what challenges with starting a channel will be the hardest to overcome? Similar to the other question, answer to the other question. Technology. So right now I'm using the Windows free video editor, and it's really basic. So I guess at what point will I upgrade, or if I will ever upgrade? Maybe I haven't used it long enough to know that it has more functionality than I realized, so I'm gonna have to try and see about that, because there are some cases where I don't have like a book, for example, and I know some people put the like a picture of it here. I don't know how to do that. So there's that, like technology and software and like editing. That's what it is, editing. And then the time commitment. So I'm hoping I can keep a good schedule. We'll see, fingers crossed. Number 7, when did you start reading? I have a horrible memory. So I don't remember exactly when that was, but definitely as a little kid, I remember one of my earliest memories, especially with reading, was, and probably has a lot to do with why I love to read so much. I remember sitting on the couch with my papa, and he would pay me $1 to read him something, read a little book with him. And he's now passed, and I don't know, it's just a special memory I have, and I will always treasure it and treasure reading, because he really, I don't know, he fostered a sense of care about reading in me. So that's, I don't know, that doesn't quite answer the question, but I would say, I think I was, I don't know, I can definitely elementary school age. I've always, as far back as I can remember, I've been reading, so a long time. Number 8, where do you read? And there's a hornet. So anytime, any place, anywhere. So I read a lot before I go to bed, because that's really the best time, where I've finished everything for the day, and you know, I read in bed before I go to sleep. It's part of my night routine, I guess. And then I read during my lunch break a lot of times, lunch break from work, and then a lot of times on the weekends too. And I don't really have a set place that I read. I guess the couch and my bed are the two main ones. Oh, and during the summer, I like to read outside. I have an umbrella that I sit up under, and it's really nice to sit outside and enjoy nature while you're reading too. What kind of books do you like to read? So, like I mentioned before, I started my Christian walk this year, and I mentioned this in another video too, but I was really feeling convicted about some of the things I was reading, and I didn't want to read the same books that I had before, so I just discovered the Christian fiction genre, Christian books in general. So I've been really exploring that genre, and I've loved it so far. It's really surprised me, and been really pleased to find that there are such good books in that genre, where you don't have to read a lot of garbage, and there are things that are clean and that will help people grow in their faith and all that. So I've been really pleased with what I've found. So I'm really trying to stick within the Christian genre, and there I read a couple of classics here and there. I prefer adult books. I think young adult is too juvenile for me, so I really like adult books better. And then I've really been wanting to read, like before I was a Christian, my favorite genre was fantasy, and a lot of those are not clean. And so I was thrilled to find that Christian fiction has a fantasy subgenre too. So I'm really wanting to check that out as well. So really just, I know that's a long answer, but Christian books in general, and then I prefer historical fiction than contemporary, but I do like both for the most part. And so I guess it's a long answer to the question, but Christian books in general, but I'm really figuring out what subgenres out of the Christian fiction genre that I like the best. The last question, number 10, what does your book collection look like? So I did a recent book haul video where I kind of talked about what's in my book collection, because I did a purge of all of the books that I didn't want to be reading anymore. So it's changed a lot, but the majority of books I have now are either Christian fiction or nonfiction. I have the Little House on the Prairie series, which I've only read like the first couple of those. I haven't read the whole series of that. And then I actually collect Jane Austen books. So I have a couple of the complete works and some nice editions. Pride and Prejudice specifically, I've been collecting that. And then I think that's the main ones really is, yeah. But I am trying to grow my book collection. I'm really hoping to I have enough to fit one tall bookshelf, so I'm hoping to fill 2 eventually. So I'm slowly working on building it, but those are what's mainly in my collection right now. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you'll like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.